Hey hun,
Yeah?
did I ever tell you about the overweight psychic?
No, you haven't.
It was a fortune teller.
What's up, yo? This is NekoPastel, and welcome back to the letter.
God, it's been so long, but we're so happy to be back.
It's been way too long, and I'm very shameful.
Hey, life
Very
got,
unprofessional.
life got in the way. Life happens.
Well, I guess, but yeah. Regardless, we're glad to be back with the letter, because, you know, this game is something.
We want to find out what happens to everyone.
Exactly, and especially in Luke's chapter. And where we left off, we just started Luke's chapter. We walked in a very sultry Hannah, right? Hannah? She's wanting a sausage. As we always do, I think we're going to look at the journal entries because we have 2 new pages here.
Oh.
And I bet you any money there's going to be artwork of a slutty Hannah, because that's what I'm needing in my life.
That
Where
and
is
Yang
she?
Yang pyjamas.
Yeah, that and Yang Yang pyjamas, of course. Where is she?
Give it to me.
No, nothing. Oh.
Oh.
No slutty Hannah? Oh, okay. I'll let you read this in your famous narrator voice as always, because I've missed it.
Saturday, October 29th. Luke returned home, exhausted from work, only to be greeted by a very clingy Hannah. Clingy is not the word I would use. Here. Although her advances were appreciated, this abrupt change in her unnerved Luke. The man gently let her down, before quickly retreating to his study to admire the man photos he has there. Late in the night, however...
Yeah. There was the pale bitch's reflection was in the photo, looking back at him. Oh, hi, bitch. Do you see her?
Don't mind me, just enjoying the view.
There should be a few more new pages here.
Giving us a major case of the creeps.
Meat pies!
Delicious meat pie. Sunday, October 30th. Come Sunday morning, Hannah catered to Luke hand and foot, much to his discomfort, even serving him food, despite its questionable appearance and taste. Though he managed to stop her from fussing any further, without warning, she seizes...
You made these? You're not pulling my leg, are you? These look great.
Oh!
I don't feel too good, no. But I think I can stand.
I walk to the gardens, what little of it there is at the moment anyway, and kneel by the daffodil. You have an acre of land, you dick.
Don't just the pot. The pot's fine. Just the pot.
These were the first to be brought here and planted on my request. And, if nothing else, they brought a sense of peace. They were Mother's favourites. Closing my eyes, I lift my chin up to welcome the light that shines upon me. And, for a minute, I can imagine myself as one of the flowers. Peaceful, blooming, and too happy to stand in its warmth. Life would be easier if we were all like flowers, wouldn't it? But I didn't step out here to get all philosophical.
I was going to say, that's very philosophical.
Yeah, it's very deep.
Very, very poetic coming from Luke, I've got to say.
I have problems. They have fucking problems.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I have problems, much more practical than figuring out the meaning of life, after all. Too many things have gone on these past few days. And I want to forget about them, even just for a moment.
It's almost All Saints, isn't it? To think I've almost forgotten.
I speak the words absent-mindedly. The date means nothing to me, as I neither worship the religion nor have any graves to visit. After all, Mother was never given a proper burial. But it's a date as good as any for me to grieve. Otherwise, I would have done so every single day, crippling myself and shutting everyone else out. I can remember how the flames licked at her flesh and how it consumed her body until there was nothing left but ash. I stood there with the operator and a social service worker. Though I could not have been alone. I could have been alone for all I cared.
He's obviously talking about cremation, isn't he?
I think so.
Like his mother wasn't just like burned at a stake, was she?
I hope not.
I hope not. I hope not.
I mean, I know they said, like, Anselm was old-fashioned, but to
Aye.
see her, like... Miss Knight, you stand accused of the horrible crime of witchcraft. And she's like, I was only using a mobile phone. Heresy! Burn her! What about the boy? Fuck him. I felt alone.
You would after that. Jesus.
It was the most that could be done. No one would attend the funeral of a dead prostitute, let alone pay for it. All that is left of her, proof that she had lived, is her name written in the ledger of Luxbourne Cemetery, a lighter, and me.
Eleanor.
Pulling out the lighter from my jacket, I can't stop myself from flicking it open to stare at the flame and to run my thumb over her name.
How serendipitous that it would say Eleanor when we're playing Bioshock 2 back to back with this game. You know what I mean?
It'd be crazy if, like, it flips open, you hear him going, huh, constants and variables.
Oh, headcanons. Okay.
All in all, it isn't much, but it's something. And it'll be wrong of me not to take something of myself when she would have given everything just to make sure I can become anything I want to be.
Feels like I'm stuck in a nightmare right now. What I would give to have you here by my side, Mother dear. To see you smiling at me. Alive and as beautiful as ever. I'm afraid I'm starting to forget what your face looks like. I've already forgotten the shade of your hair.
Eleanor Chandler was a wonderful woman, though not everyone would have agreed. Not everyone had seen past her occupation, past her vices and her illness. All they saw was a poor woman who sold her body to make ends meet, and had a bastard son because of it. They didn't see the mother who worked hard to put food on the table for me, the woman who gave and gave and gave to me while expecting nothing in return. She taught me the merits of hard work, but though I loved her so, I worked hard for myself. I would not be so foolish, so selfless towards people who would never give back. I learned that from the father who plucked me out of an orphanage for his own selfish gain. I pocket the lighter before I feel the urge to set anything ablaze. Considering my close proximity to the flowers, they would most likely be the victim of arson.
Oh wow.
Just the thought itself is blasphemous. Nevertheless, that doesn't save them from being picked. Just enough to make a bouquet of the things in honour of Eleanor.
Would you be proud of me if you saw me now, Mother? Maybe. You're always so forgiving. No matter what trouble I got into. More than I deserved. Especially now.
It's been a while since I've talked to my mother like this. They say that even when our loved ones have passed on, they stay to watch over us. Though I believe in neither a heaven nor a hell, a hopeful part of me wishes it were true, as ridiculous as the idea is. I can't help but grow still, a chill going up my spine when I do feel eyes upon me. For a while I think I'm imagining it, but I'm all too familiar with the sensation of being watched.
Uh-huh.
Carefully, I scan my surroundings, doing my best not to give away the fact that I'm aware of their presence, whoever they are. But there's not a soul in sight in the field surrounding the mansion. Yet, they're on the balcony overlooking the garden. Hey honey.
Oh.
Wait a minute, you're not Hannah.
Trick of the eye, achievement unlocked.
She stands there and, although I cannot see her face clearly from afar, I know she's the one staring at me. A servant, if one to judge by her clothing. From this distance, I can't discern what those stains on her clothing are. The woman gives off a rabid air and simply did not belong with her surroundings. That isn't what worries me though. What worries me is that she isn't one of ours. She can't be. Obvious signs of being tattered and dirty state aside, there shouldn't be anyone else in the mansion aside from the three of us. And that's the balcony that leads to our bedroom. Forget pretending that I don't notice her.
You! What are you doing there?
You're not supposed to be there!
It's a stupid thing to do, I realise in hindsight, but calling attention to it was a spur-of-the-moment plan. From the height, there's no way she would have jumped off the balcony, and perhaps she would have been only able to sneak in there because Hannah's asleep. Calling out to her would wake Hannah and, at the very least, call Johann's attention to the matter at hand. I dread to think of any other way she could have gotten there without Hannah calling for us. The woman on the balcony doesn't react, barely even stirs. Probably drug-addled or touched in the head, well that begs the question of how she even managed to get in there. That changes nothing, of course, and doesn't stop me from running back to the mansion.
Shrokin! There's an intruder! In the bedroom! Upstairs! Secure Hannah
You seem
immediately!
like Crab. I am on it, sir, just like Ronan's there.
Ninja butler.
Busting in through the front doors, I'm greeted by Johans with a kitchen knife in his hands, looking wary and alert.
Wow.
There's a question on his lips for a moment, but he's quick to fall into place, giving me a curt nod before we rush up the foyer stairs. That woman would need to go through us to get anywhere. And between me and the butler, there's no way she's getting away. What, you Batman? You and your butler like ready to kick ass?
Love it.
There's no announcing ourselves as I slam the bedroom door open, expecting to see the worst inside.
Oh.
When we find Hannah simply seated at her vanity without a care in the world, my relief couldn't be any greater. I don't even question if she's well enough to be moving around yet. But that is soon followed by suspicion and caution. Without a word, I signal for Johans to search through the room for the intruder, even going as far as slipping into the second bedroom. She couldn't have gone anywhere else. Not without getting her attention. Not without Hannah noticing. It isn't too far-fetched to think that she may have been coerced to act like nothing is out of the ordinary. If she's being forced to do this, she would be able to tell me without alerting the criminal. We should be ready for such things after all, being the wealthy, powerful and influential people that we are. No, I hesitate to break her peace, to make her worry more than she has the right to be. I know that matters of safety shouldn't be taken so lightly. Even if I could just content myself in just watching her.
Are you alright, Hannah?
There's a moment of silence as she fastens a cord around her neck, and, with her back still turned to me, she replies as calmly as can be.
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Is there something wrong?
I'm pretty sure that's the only sprite we're going to see for Hannah now. Surely. Got to be.
I like the fact because it's like, imagine like a Batman and Joker thing. She's like, oh good, there's nothing wrong with you. And she's like, nice of you to say, but there's plenty wrong with me.
Oh God.
If there is no sign of coercion or deceit, she gives none. Everything looks fine, seems fine. Hannah says as much. Stepping out onto the balcony doesn't say anything differently. The outside is devoid of signs of any other human life with how secluded the property is. Though it's hard to be sure with how the sun has set, trying to locate anyone on the large property by myself would be futile. Maybe because you have a £4.5 million mansion and you've hired one person to do your shit.
You need more.
I know they have security guys, but like Jesus, that's an acre of land, man. Whether it's the truth or a convenient lie, one could only assume that everything is alright. And even Johan is in agreement.
There's nobody in the second bedroom or in the closet. It's all clear.
Ah, Shrokin. I've missed your redhead.
I just can imagine he's like, you're positive? There's no one in the closet? No, sir. I came out 3 years ago.
Bless.
Yeah, I can't fight off the awful feeling that's taken over me.
Are you sure? Nobody? Double check. Triple check everything. Check the whole house if you have to.
What's going on? What is all this then?
Hi, Hannah.
Just appears right behind him. Ah, Hannah, hello.
He claims to have seen an intruder standing on
I'm
your
not asking
balcony.
you.
On your balcony.
Did you notice anyone here, madam?
No, it's just been me. I've not heard or seen anybody else aside from the two of you all day. Strange.
The others have been given the day off. There shouldn't be anybody else here. Are you sure of what you saw? Perhaps you were...
Yes, I bloody well am sure of what I
Don't
saw.
question me again, Ginger.
There was a woman standing there, dark hair and in servant's clothing. Are you insinuating that I am making things up? That I'm going mad?
Ma, are you insinuating that me, the great Lockroot, am going mad?
Can I just check something real quick? I need to listen to that. Wait.
There was a woman standing there, dark hair and in servant's clothing. Are you insinuating that I am making things up? That I'm going mad?
Ah, I thought I heard something after that. No, I didn't. Okay.
Mad.
It's just my imagination.
Because if you are, I don't care how competent you've been. I won't have such disrespect directed at me. It's not paranoia if people are out to get me.
My anger is easily roused. No thanks to the adrenaline rush that's kicked in sometime I don't know when. I don't think I'll ever get used to this feeling, really. No matter how many a time I've had to rely on it to survive in the streets as a child, to survive everything with how high I've managed to prop myself up. Sorry. And I take any and all threats towards my person seriously.
I'm not implying that you're mad. The occasional hallucination is a completely normal and human experience, as long as it isn't a repeat occurrence.
He's totally calling him mad.
He's had enough of look shit.
He's like, are you calling me mad? Yes, I bet shit.
Oh, so what? That was a trick of the light? My imagination?
You haven't ingested any alcohol today, have you?
A valid question, but
I am not drunk.
I'm not drunk. I will not have you questioning my ability at all, Stroke. As he's like pointing at Hannah, then realises Stroking. In my state, I only realise how quiet Hannah has got. She doesn't joke about my debatable alcoholism.
Exactly. She'd have questions by now, let's be
Look,
honest.
have you had a drink? He's like, maybe. There's no clever quip or words of fond exasperation. She's only been watching me through all of this. And when I do notice that, I start feeling bugs crawling on my skin. When I didn't deign to speak further, fixated on the situation, Johans cuts in.
Whatever's the case, we need to establish tighter security. We should have done so from the start. If you were seeing things, then we got lucky. Had there been a real intruder, we were ill prepared.
Of course. I trust that you can hire the most qualified from the agency.
Are you alright, Hannah? You seem disquieted.
I'm well, my love. I was just worried about how the hallucination brought you distress.
It wasn't a hallucination. I'm sure of it. What can I do to prove otherwise?
It doesn't matter. You are safe, as am I. I overreacted.
It's just the way he said it.
Huh?
Mortal.
Mortal.
Perhaps rest is necessary. It is late into the day, and you must be tired from your
Actually just
gardening.
whips her top off and she's like, bed now. Before I ask how she knew what I was doing, a small shit on a dick. What the fuck? Sorry, I fucked up. Before I ask how she knew what I was doing, a small fond smile graces her lips before she brushes away a few yellow petals from my sleeve.
Oh? Oh, the daffodils.
But does it really look that... Oh god. Yawn out of nowhere.
It's contagious.
Sorry, hon. But does it really look like I'm that exhausted? I'm sure to be well rested despite it all. And it's not like I've done anything physically exhausting today. Beyond running here in a hurry anyway. No doubt I've left a trail of the flowers in my mad dash. And I suppose I do look like a mess. A mouse.
Rest sounds good. I guess I'll need to sleep a lot more than I thought. But
I'll stand guard outside for the night. You two have nothing to worry about.
Thank you, darling.
should have done that really. I verstand, Gartots. You have nothing to worry about. Jawohl. Nothing to worry about. I'm not so sure about that. But thinking any more about it isn't going to do anything.
Come on then, my love. Off to bed. I have been restless without you by my side.
Even then, I can't force the uneasiness that settles over me. Sleep is hard to attain, and even Hannah's embrace doesn't help. She's still burning up. Happy Halloween!
Happy.
I just noticed.
Huh?
That would be kind of a bitch, wouldn't it? Because, like, look at the room. It's all wonderful. That upholstered. There's like oh, good shit in the wall. There's amazing carpets.
Yeah.
There is a balcony that leads nowhere in England. Because look at the way, like, if that floods, you're just going to have a waterfall leading right into the bedroom.
Well, I'm sure there's a drain. The balconies in our Portugal villa had the drains.
Yeah, they had excellent filtration.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that this would have filtration as well. Surely.
Really, little sleep was had and I feel completely drained come morning. Even when Hannah rises from bed, in spite of a mild fever, she invites me down to breakfast. I can't be bothered to drag myself out from the comfort of the sheets. It's not like I need to do something particularly important today. The rain that has started sometime during the night doesn't help the mood. Okay, maybe it helps just a little. Strange sunny weather has been nice and all, but for it to return to as it should feels like a good sign of things to come. Perhaps things will settle back to normal and the crazy drama that has gone on lately will die down. The rhythmic patter-patter of the rain fills the early morning silence with a steady beat. Thank goodness I don't have to be anywhere in a hurry today. I would hate to be caught unawares in this rain. With how it looks outside, it seems that the weather is making up for all the sunny days it has given us with a good old-fashioned downpour. It does let up within a quarter of an hour. However, a day beginning with a cloudburst like this, locals usually make it as an immediate sign. Luxbourne's abysmal weather is back, likely for good.
Oh?
I hope we did a damn good job of fixing this place because I'd rather not have a deal with leaky roofs.
Well, to be fair, the weather changed pretty quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, I thought Jesus just popped in there like magic silly. Look, my son, we must have a talk. Fuck off!
It was like, look at that window. That is heavenly.
I just noticed they have like a 5 foot tall Greek face in the corner. There's a vase.
I thought you said face.
Oh no.
Vase on
vase.
every vase. Oh god.
Oh, I said that bit, I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Though Hannah might find humour in it and perhaps ask me to sing in the rain to wear out my anger, I don't like the idea that the realty did a horrid patch job with the place. Hannah technically paid millions for this place. It better live up to the price the realty company sold it for. Not that it's something she should be fretting about at the moment, with her health's not the best. Hannah's going to be brought to the hospital for a check-up today, and if anything, I prefer that she focus on getting better. That fever, no matter how slight it is, can't be good for her, what with her odd behaviour recently. You'd think she'd hit her head against something hard while I wasn't looking. Perhaps a proper rest is all she needs, but I'd rather not assume things. I'm a businessman, not a doctor. Wonder of wonders why I even bother agreeing to babysitting duty at that. But here I am, scheduled as today's babysitter for Suarez's brat once her father drops off the mansion steps. Well, that isn't much of a worry, much later. If I wish to, I can ask that nobody bother me while I doze off in a cocoon of comforters. But, as always, someone has to be a buzzkill.
Are you really going to stay in bed all
Go
day?
away!
Go.
What do you want? It's far too early to deal with your nosiness.
You must have been really rattled by what happened yesterday. If you need to talk about it, I am quite qualified in that regard.
Ah, bless him.
And you aren't even the slightest bit bothered. Truly, not even the slightest bit worried.
I was worried. But I realized that it's not my life in danger, is it? My worrying will not help matters. Neither will yours.
Loath as I am to admit it, he's right. The whole thing might have rattled me, but there's little point in jumping at every shadow I see from the corner of my eye. I shouldn't lose my head for a threat that might not even come. I should know better by now. But I've never been this worried about a possible threat in my life before. I'll be honest here. If anyone is in danger, it's Hannah. I can take care of myself just fine. With security tightened, I'll have at least one guard, if not 5, making sure nobody gets within 10 feet of me without my say-so. Hannah, on the other hand, will be away for most of the day to get that fever checked, upon my insistence. It's a small relief that Johans will be with her.
Are there any updates about the woman?
Being in the dark has me on edge. Information, any at all, may very well help me in calming down.
I've already briefed security about her, and more from the agency will be arriving tonight. But they haven't seen anyone fitting the description.
So you have nothing then? Fat lot of use you guys are. What do I even pay you for? Do me a favor. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on your way out.
Ribbed.
Well, there is something. It's about McCulloch.
Can anyone blame me if I show the tiniest bit of interest? She's still not done with the house, and she's a nice enough woman. Plans to go back to sleep or gone.
I called her secretary about taking the day off. He hasn't heard from her over the weekend.
She's probably passed out after enjoying a pint or 2 or 10 in a bar somewhere. She's an adult. It was the weekend. She's allowed to disappear and not think about work. Fuck. I wish I was passed out after a night of drinking. He does know that mobiles are a thing.
That's all well and good, but she's not answering her mobile either. Mr. Parker will be filling a missing persons case with the police if she doesn't turn up today.
Certainly someone must know where she is. Tabs are kept without fail on people who come to work for me.
She's down in your fucking dungeon.
Closer than you think, fuck boy. Background checks and constant surveillance until they've finished their contracts with the rights. Some say it's a bit all over the top. Those people are wrong! But I can't be too safe. Too many want me dead.
What about one of ours? Has anyone seen her? She's pretty hard to miss with how tall the woman is.
The last anyone has seen of her was here, the morning of the party. Your housewarming party.
That isn't good news.
It wouldn't do for the police to hear of this, and to suspect.
It's of little import that I can easily prove my innocence. It's all a matter of principle. Because even the accusation of misdemeanour should not stain my reputation. Although, maybe it's a bit too late for hope for a squeaky clean one. Besides, it'll be such a hassle to have police poking about the house looking for a body that doesn't exist.
Now, if we're done here, I'd like to go back to sleep and...
It's Kaylee. Or Baby Marinette. You know what I mean?
Well, there goes any plans of me grabbing some shut-eye. Rolling over on my stomach, I can only scream into my pillow.
Of course, of course.
Oh, bless her. She's so cute.
Johans, distract
Fuck you,
her.
no.
Oh, look, it's time for me to go. Have fun with your little play date. So long, farewell, and auf Wiedersehen.
You're fired!
No, Johans, don't you turn away from me. Keep her busy for an hour. Come on!
As he just like walking away laughing at himself. Johans, no!
Amazing.
Johans, please, I'll give you 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, $1 million, just don't leave me with that. Oh, hi, Kylie! I have to press my face against the pillow once more to suppress a groan. You just can't get loyal help anymore.
Hello there, little Fraulein. Your uncle is just upstairs and will be down in a moment. He is super excited to have you today. I hope you're well rested and ready to play a lot.
Oh, this is his revenge.
That bastard.
I will find a way to get you your hands.
I'll be down in a sec, Munchkin. Let me just...
Change into a fresh shirt, or brush my teeth, fix my hair, bemoan my very existence, wish I was anywhere else in the world right now. Don't get me wrong, Kylie is a great kid. Wonderful and better than most brats her age. But handling a tyke is the last thing I want on my agenda right now with this whole Hannah business. Fortunately, I am well versed in how the world works. I've long learned that the show must go on no matter what hurdles come in my way. So I set to preparing for the day. Running a comb through my hair is just divine and simply makes me feel more human. Bed hair is... Oh, sorry, honey.
I'll let you do that again.
Sleepy. Bed hair is disgusting, though it won't be as bad as it was when I was a child.
Disgusting!
Nasty. With how expensive a trip to the barber's was, I often had to grow it out until Mother had the time to cut it for me. The curls and tangles were simply horrid. Why, I was even mistaken for it as a little girl because of that. It certainly doesn't help that I was named Lucille. A freshly pressed shirt was enough to chase away the last signs of sleepiness. The feel of crisp and clean cloth in my hands is a clear marker to the start of the day. Smoothing down my suit and with my hair, and with a sigh I steel myself for the horrors. The horrors that come with taking care of a child.
Good morning, Teal.
I nearly had a heart attack and all, it's fine. Oh, bless. How you doing?
But basically, as soon as he opens the door, it like trips right on the tapper. He's like, now I wonder where... Speak of the devil, and she shall appear. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Kylie grins up at me as soon as I open the bedroom door. She swings the backpack she's clutching, hitting my leg in a show of impatience and looking entirely unapologetic for it.
Ninja tackles him.
Did you just wake up? Oh, tell me you forgot. It's our play date today.
I doubt I'd forget. Kylie's visits are a frequent enough thing that they've found a way into my schedule. They're supposed to be visits to our godmother. But we can't pick who a child gets along with. So long as I'm not busy, her father can drop her off for the day. Which is all well and good for me, if it makes Suarez focus on work I've given him. Besides, she's a bright child. Tolerable. Kid's got a good head on her shoulders and can get pretty mature for her age at times. Of course, they have me to thank for that. Here. Our parents can take partial credit, but Hannah and I have been there for this kid since she was just a small babe. Why, I can still remember the first time I saw her. It was during her baptism. The only reason I was there was to accompany Hannah, who was to be named the godmother. She was such a tiny thing, not even a year old, and swaddled in her mother's arms with white cloth. It was the first time I really saw an infant up close. Close enough to hold one, at least. It had been terrifying to be given a little child to carry after the whole water ceremony. I've never done so before that, to hold a tiny life in my arms. I could have just dropped her on her head and this little tyke before me would have stopped existing then and there.
Oh, Jesus. Wow, look.
Thanks in extremes. But the child just smiled at me, babbling nonsensical words as children do, and clinging to me and I try to hand her off to Hannah.
That is like some serious... What's the term I'm looking for?
Pessimism?
No, I'm trying to think what's the term. Like, intrusive thoughts.
Oh.
That's like some serious intrusive thoughts.
She had thought it was hilarious and adorable. My suit had been a mess and I was nearly an anxious wreck by the time I handed her back to her mother. Yet it was pleasant too.
Of course I didn't, you little rugrat. I just had to take care of something before you arrived.
Really? Well, I guess that's fine. As long as he told me for work like last time.
Really? Now why don't we go back down and have breakfast in the parlor?
I already ate at home. Papa made one of his tortillas de patatas. He wouldn't let me leave until I finished every bite.
Oh, bless.
The Suarez's infamous tortilla de patatas. Those things are a hazard. You can probably use one to bludgeon someone into submission with how huge they are. It's a miracle Kylie can be so energetic. I had trouble staying awake the first time I had one. Speaking of staying awake, I know I'm young.
Well, I need some coffee in me at the very least. But if you'd like, you can jump straight to dessert.
Yes! Dessert, please!
More tortillas.
For dessert?
Like, just makes mayor. What's the starter? Tortillas. What's the main? Tortillas. What's the dessert? Tortillas.
I don't know why I'm so tickled by that. Okay.
Oh man.
No.
Oh no, but like, don't worry. For the main course, we don't have tortillas. Oh, thank God, you have tamales. It's easy enough to manage, Kylie, with the promise of sweets, thankfully.
Of course.
I don't know why I'm saying that. I really like Mexican food.
Aye, me too. Same. Mexican food is the best.
I think we skipped a bit by accident.
I don't think we did.
I think I was just not paying attention. I apologize.
No, we didn't. It's so good.
The hard part is managing her before she gets to sweets, because I nearly have a heart attack when the kid races down the stairs.
Did we miss a bit? We didn't.
No.
No, we did read that.
I was just being paranoid.
That's all good. You read that bit, didn't you?
Sorry, Hunt. Just the thought of her slipping and breaking her neck is enough to make me rush down after her.
Oh, slow down. The food isn't going anywhere.
The food is going somewhere. In my tummy.
Jesus fucking Christ. Children.
I'm amazing if they said it right there.
She's like, what is that word?
It's amazing. He's like, Mama, Papa, it was great. We went to T.O. Luke's. He's like, what did he teach you? I learned a new word. And then he's like, oh, do you want? It's like, oh, no, you need to finish. Like, you can't have dessert until you finish. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Mama. With a shake of my head, I usher Kylie towards the parlour and order a maid to bring food for us. Whatever breakfast there is, along with a cup of coffee for me and an ice cream for Kylie. I can't leave the kid alone for too long unless I want her to turn the other room into a slaughter ground. True to my expectations, I've only left Kylie alone for a few minutes, but she's already made herself comfortable.
Ew.
The stuff from her backpack's been left scattered across the room, from colouring books and crayons to toys. She's well equipped to amuse herself with no trouble, but I can certainly believe that it's a little easier if she won't bring her doll along every time she visits. Narcissa, or Sisa, is a creepy little bugger. It doesn't help when Kylie left her during one.
Oh, don't tell me that this doll's going to become possessed. Don't fucking tell me.
It's like Toy Story.
I'm not ecstatic about this. I'm really not.
Finding the thing at the bottom of the stairs, staring up at me at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, is a memory that won't be leaving me anytime soon.
Oh no.
Football kick that shit. Even now, it stares at me from where it's seated. I'm wholly tempted to throw the thing at the fireplace and banish it from whence it came. I can buy her a prettier doll, a better toy. I will break it, find a way to get rid of it if it wasn't from Hannah, and if only if Kylie wasn't so attached to it. The thing is some antique doll she found for the brat's 6th birthday. One of a kind. Haunted, I'm telling you now.
Haunted.
My darling Hannah loves her so. And Kylie does try to be a good goddaughter, but she just can't keep her interest long enough with the wife. It's not something that Hannah does wrong on her part. She does try so very, very hard. It's just she doesn't quite know how to really handle children. She'd never been around other children when she was young, surrounded by protective adults who catered her for every whim and worried about her safety every minute. When she isn't able to keep up with Kylie, her first instinct is to be strict. Impose rules on the child, treat her as if she is made of spun glass, like every moment might break her. I, at least, have some idea from being around street kids. I know the games they've played and how they think. I know that scraps and skinned knees are all parts of childhood. Even with how I grew up, I had time to be a child and not some sheltered heiress. With Kylie? As behaved as she can be, with her toys and her books and her arts, she has to use up all her energy somehow. To run around the playground and make a mess in the mud, or even just fake wrestle for a short while. Let her be a child when she wants, I'll say. If it becomes too much, just bribe her with sweets or ship her back to her papa. Problem solved. Unfortunately, Hannah isn't quite up for those sorts of things most of the time, thinking it'll spoil the child. It turns the whole playdate awkward every time. Taking the last seat left, I pluck one of her colouring books from the table and see it filled with dinosaurs. Not exactly what I expect to see for the little girl, but no, it doesn't hurt anyone. If she wants to play with dolls and cars, or dolls with their cars, what do I care? She once put dolls' tutus on model cars even.
Why do I get the feeling that that's a reference to Harley Quinn's child? Because she used to put tutus on cars.
It may be.
That could be a reference to that. For some reason, because like that was like a scene in the comic where she's talking about her child and she puts tutus on like her toy cars.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, this is a new one. The last one you had was filled with horses, wasn't it?
Those were ponies, Tio. They're much cuter than horses.
As the internet will
We
tell
went to
you.
a dinosaur zoo, and it was awesome.
Kylie's I was gonna say Kylie's a brony, but that doesn't make any sense.
They're actually called Pegasisters?
Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus. Kylie's a Pegasus-ter. Okay.
The dinosaurs are...
Theory, Xeno, Theory. Dinosaurs are my favorite.
Aw. Bless.
It's quite creepy. I just imagine when she was like the dinosaurs though. See, because they're like really rich. You just see him like this weird old guy with a white beard. He's like, Hannah, my dearest Mr. Right. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Oh my god.
I have no idea what that is, but it must be something. I'm only familiar with the T-Rex myself.
Yeah, they found fossils of its claws. They're really long.
If I had a pound.
You found T-Rex claws?
No, it's
NekoPastel, YouTuber, gamer, paleontologist.
It's nothing.
They think the whole theory might be a bazillion meters tall, even bigger than a T-Rex. Cisa says it'll be big enough to eat all of my classmates.
Oh no. Jesus. Oh my god. What is with that face?
Isn't just her talking? She's like, I want to go see dinosaurs. And you're like, oh honey, what would you do? I would use them to dominate the world.
Oh my god.
I would crush my enemies. She only laughs as I scrunch up my nose and grimace.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
It's like, it'd be kind of creepy if you were like, who's Takako? Just like spins him round. Me, bitch.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't like Takako. Nani?
Well, to be fair, you had a pretty funny face there just a second ago, Kylie, and it just like formed back to an innocent face. It was so quick.
Taka who?
Taco Bell.
You were tickable.
Did you get it?
I just got it there.
Good.
Takako, a friend I made.
I have to stop and look around, expecting one of the help to be there.
One of the help.
The child does have a way of befriending just about anyone as long as she puts her mind to it. Yet the two of us are completely alone. Thankfully, she only finds my disturbed look as another funny grown-up expression. That may be a lot more problematic than whether she plays with dolls or cars, though. Both the thoughts of Cisa giving Kylie ideas, and one of Seradi's being massacred by a dinosaur. Something I probably need to bring up with her father, aside from work. But beyond murderous dinosaurs, creepy dolls and imaginary friends, I find no trouble with Kylie. She's as energetic and precocious as any tyke her age can be. She's an angel if she can get comfy and settled and get in her sweets.
Oh my god. Look at that shit. That's
Look at that
gorgeous.
cup of coffee.
Oh my god. I'm starving.
It reminds me of Portugal oil again.
Oh, doesn't it just?
We tuck onto waffles as soon as the food
What the
is
fuck
brought.
was that? Waffles.
I like saying the word. It's a fun word to say.
Okay.
What, you don't like waffles?
Yeah, I do like waffles, I just don't like waffles.
I think you like waffles more. Oh. We tuck into our waffles as soon as the food is brought in. Oh, sorry. Waffles is
Shut myself!
because she wanted her own plate to go with the ice cream as soon as she saw mine. A fresh plate of berries is brought in on top of the waffles.
Oh, stop!
Sorry.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. Oh, which goes really great when the rest of us feast to get me puts up. I'm sorry, baby.
I hope the waffles choke. Choke on them.
Oh, and if I indulge in this weakness, I have a cup of black coffee to pair it off.
Jesus.
Oh, with our bellies full, Kelly grows content with just scribbling on a scrap of paper and calmly chatting about her week.
Of course.
Oh, she talks of her older brother Rowan and their parents, how they plan to go to the Bloxland in Berkshire for the winter holidays. She mentions Miss Pink, Rebecca, which I listened to with half an ear.
Oh, of course.
Our initial meeting had been a mess, but I can't quite find myself to listen to stories about her teacher wholeheartedly, the phantom sting in my hand still itchy. The little brat is quick to defend her favourite academic as well. The woman has yet to offer a proper apology, and she wishes to give her one on her behalf, all diplomatic like I taught her. She talks of the sad man in the park and her new friend who likes to play hide and seek when she's not sniffing in the loo.
I'm sorry.
Like, man, I know, like, I know, like primary school is hard, but like people are like, now guys, are you ready to go to pee? Ready.
Sniffing in the loo.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh, because you remember a certain person who was crying in the toilets?
Oh, right. When I think of sniffing, I think smelling.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind, I get it now.
When finally she finds nothing new to talk about, she goes back to her drawings. I wonder if she'd draw to caca.
She probably will, who knows.
That'll change as long as her stomach settles, of course, but the calm before the storm. Because, behaved as she is right now, I can feel the curiosity just radiating off of her. There's a restlessness buzzing under her skin and a question on the tip of her tongue, as they often are with children her age. But for now, I can take this piece with no complaint for however long it stays. I have fun with the crayons as well, as at the child's insistence, even if I can't really draw. With Kayla using the black crayon, that leaves me with the blue one. I absent-mindedly start to draw Puppy to the best of my abilities.
Oh.
Oh.
As I attempt to give the doodle dogs another eye, that's when Kayla breaks her silence.
Tio? Where did Tia go? I saw him leave when I got here. Tia didn't look so good.
I've been expecting a lot of different questions. The kid always has a whole bunch of them ready for me. But I can only sigh when she posed with this particular one.
She's just going to the doctor's for a checkup.
And as kids go, there are follow-up questions.
And you didn't go with her?
Well, you were going to be here, sweetie, so I had to stay behind.
So she's all alone? At the hospital?
Oh, no, of course not. Tia has her Hans and her maid and a guard. She's got plenty of company.
Yeah, but you're not with her.
If I didn't know better, I'd say the kid is trying to make me feel guilty. I want to say that little tyke is evil for making me feel so.
But I understand. When I get sick, Papa and Mama have to leave me with their maids, too.
Well, they don't take care of you?
That doesn't sound right. Even my mum took care of me when I was sick as a child.
That is a bit off, isn't it?
Well, they're always busy with work.
That's really sad.
Oh, I see. I guess that's no good.
I know she doesn't mean to accuse me of anything. But as her father's boss, maybe I do overwork Suarez a bit. There's a lot of responsibilities that only he is capable of carrying out.
Oh, well, of course.
Delegation is a thing, sure, but when said responsibilities are legally questionable at best, putting others to the task isn't always an option. But
Maybe your papa is in need of some vacation time. He deserves it, doesn't he? He's a hard worker. I could arrange something for the holidays.
I could cut him some slack. Some of his assignments can wait.
Oh, wow.
I don't think she liked that.
Who knows?
Or you just see like Takako, you see like her imagine sitting doing that with like a baseball bat, like lining it up to his head. I can't do much for her mum. She isn't one of my employees, but this would have to suffice.
Oh, never mind. She's okay.
Yeah, it'll be worth it if it makes the little girl happy. Because just like that, the sombre look on her face turns into one of pure joy. It's like looking at a little sun, warm and bright. It's nice to do something kind every now and then.
She's like the sun for the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Would you really, Teal?
No, I lied.
Would you like that?
I'd like that very much, yeah! We can go to this museum! There's one with lots of cool trains and planes! I like trains!
Is that a Tom Scar reference? ASDF? I like trains.
That's right. Yeah.
And there's the local Manor theme park! And a monkey forest! There's a kid adventure farm too, the wacky warehouse, and a play barn as well, and...
Whoa, slow down there, Munchkin. I know you're excited, but I think you should let me schedule your dad's day off before you plan a whole year's worth of stuff.
There's an embarrassed giggle, but she does reel herself in, enough to calm down, which is a feat in and of itself. It's obvious how giddy she is. And if she wasn't looking forward to the holidays before, like any child should, she does now.
I think Tia would be really happy if you were with her. You could have told me you needed to go to the hospital with her, Teal. I won't be
Lies.
angry.
Lies.
I'd love to be with her, but I wanted to spend time with you, Munchkin. And she told me to stay. Besides, I don't like hospitals. They always smell like alcohol. And not the good kind either.
I don't think anybody likes hospitals. They're scary. But you said Tia is brave and strong.
That she is.
Aww.
A content silence comes over us as we go back to scribbling. Although I stop when I'm done with my blue dog, cringing at how awful it looks. Okay, they reprimand me for that because I should be like her. The little tyke goes through several sheets of paper, one drawing after another. Practicing, she says, because practice makes perfect. Not to mention there's a drawing contest coming up in class and she just has to beat Tim from Class D who says girls can't be superheroes. I mean, I would watch Marvel and DC, there's a good few of them. The clay gets a turn too, where we start sculpting food and pretending we're Michelin chefs. When we're too tired from tossing pizza and making cakes, there's no trouble in finding another activity more relaxing for the both of us. I find myself invested in reading The Picture of Dorian Gray once more. Often I lose myself in the pages of the book. However, it is rather difficult to do so when I'm trying to keep an eye and an ear out for Kylie. I've been reading the same paragraph over and over and over again. Inexplicably, I can feel my skin crawl when the girl sits with Narcissa by the parlour's fireplace, humming, singing. Please don't be London Bridges falling down. Though I ignored it long enough only to hear the tail end of the song.
Everything is up in flames, up in flames, up in flames. Everything is up in flames, my fair lady.
Oh, wish you guys seen that. We're like nodding our head at the same time. Oh god. What's going on?
That's a creepy fucking song.
We're back in the foyer.
Foyer.
We have hit an hour, so I think this would be a good place to end off this episode. What do you think, babe?
Oh no, I'm happy for that, Aaron. It's been a good while and we now have we've just entered the foyer, so it's a good little cliffhanger to see what will happen
Yeah, of
next.
course. And you know what? The two of them seem to be getting on. Like, he's been really nice to Kaylee, so it's nice to see this nicer, brighter side of Luke.
Yeah.
He really enjoys... we can tell that he really does enjoy spending time with Kaylee.
Oh, thanks very much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you again. And it's goodbye for me, and don't let your member drop.
Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. And hopefully that will be very soon. Roll the outro!